You're now tuned in to the Soulful Stir with Tash and Diamond Symoné.
Okay, we are live for real this time. Welcome back, y'all. It's been a couple weeks.
Yes, it's been a while, but we are here in the flesh.
Yes. Welcome to another episode of the Soulful Stir. I'm Diamond Symoné.
It's your girl, Tash.
Well, Tash, give the people an update. What's been going on?
I'm back in the city for a good time, but not a long time. Y'all know, it's summertime, aka toes out, hoes out season. And I am jet setting.
I've never heard that.
Your girl, that's what I call it. Cause when your toes out, the hose is out. But yes, your girl is jet setting from coast to coast, country to country, doing the thing. I'm going to the ghetto this weekend though. I'll be in Atlanta doing ghetto things with my hood rat friends from law school. But yeah, I'm just traveling, yo. Doing the thing, man. Doing what I love to do. Spend money.
Well, spend some money on me, because I too have been spending some money, but I guess in a more responsible way, a more adulting way, which I feel like travel is responsible and a part of adulting as well, because we need experiences and we need rest and relaxation outside of our everyday lives. But I put some more work into my home. And so that costs, it always costs to do any kind of quality home updates, So I've been hyper focused on that, and also working really hard in the doula world. I had a chance to support a healthy birth last week, and I will leave it at that. In terms of,
Very interesting.
It was a very interesting experience for sure, but I'm always happy for a healthy outcome for mom and baby. That is the priority. And aside from that, I've been trying to find new ways to rewire my nervous system, if you will. I went to Alex Isley's concert last night, which was really, really dope. And this is my second time seeing her live, so I knew what to expect. But she definitely, I feel
crazy.
like I'm watching her bloom in real time.
This morning, my cousin was just talking about that. She said she really wanted to go, but she didn't have nobody to go with her. And I was like, I know about Alex Isley, but I've never really listened to her music. So
dang, she could have came with us. Because I low-key had access to an extra ticket.
That's crazy. I had to introduce you to my cousin Jocelyn. I don't know why I feel like you haven't met her, but she's the one that hosts the Mommies Need Love Too brunch. So I think that y'all probably should connect in some kind of way.
Yeah, no, I haven't met her yet, but I'm looking forward to it. But Alex was amazing last night. And I, like I was saying, I feel like I'm watching her bloom in real time, because now, don't get it twisted. Alex Isley's mic is always on, and she does have a song that references that, which I love. It's called Mic On. Shameless plug. But now, seeing her perform this go around, I really feel like she's a lot more confident in her essence and in her talent and working the stage. And so she was dancing and just really having fun with it, but also giving us real vocals.
Which is so crazy, because
real music.
It's funny that you say that, because she is descendant of R&B royalty. If you guys don't know, she's Ernie Isley's daughter, from the illustrious Isley brothers. I mean, the guitarist of all guitarists. Ain't nobody got nothing on Ernie Isley. But I say all that to say, it's interesting that you just said, she's coming into her confidence, because for her to be descendant of such R&B royalty, and I don't mean just Ernie Isley, your uncle is Ronald Isley, your other uncle is Jasper Isley. Your uncles, not only your father, but your grandparents damn near entire lineage, like everybody that's born from them. That's just like being a Wayans. Like everybody that's born from your grandparents', loins, so to speak, has talent. You know what I'm saying? That's like being one of the Jacksons, the grandkids to one of the Jacksons. It's like, not only does your parent have this talent, but all of your aunts and uncles have it too. For you to say that she's just now coming off as confident is crazy, because girl, you were born with the talent. You know what I'm saying? The talent of all talents, like everybody that you probably listened to growing up wanted to be like your grandfather. I mean, I'm sorry, your father and your uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, your aunt, your uncle was married to Angela Wimbush at one point in time, or he was dating her or whatever. Like, you were surrounded by greatness, and to have a great vocal talent yourself, but to be unsure of it and to essentially suffer from imposter syndrome is wild. Because I'm not trying to be funny, but you got people like, and it's funny because I can say that about somebody like Damani. You come from T.I., you know what I'm saying? Tiny is your stepmother, so biologically she don't have nothing to do with your talent, but she was there to help foster it in her own kind of way. But to say all of that, he's very modest and meek. But then you got some people like, some of these rappers' kids come off like, you're supposed to listen to my music because of who my dad is. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to listen to this because of who my mother is. If you don't, you're supposed to like me. Like, I feel like that about King. Like, to compare him to his siblings, like, he has this inflated sense of like ego and belonging because his daddy T.I. and his mama Tiny.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, sir. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even see that. Like, you got kids like Rohan and Lauren's kids. Like, one of their sons raps or something. He's an artist, but the rest of them are like really behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have this inflated sense of self, but then you have this, it's like a fine line where you have those kids of creatives and, super talents that we know and love, and greats that we grew up on as legends. And some of them are completely entitled. You know what I'm saying? And then you have this select few and this different group that is born with the talent, but is still living in the shadows, I'm assuming, of their parents, so to speak. Because I feel like that about, is his name? Yeah, John David Washington. Your daddy is Denzel Washington. You know what I'm saying? Why are you just now getting on our screen? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you just not out here? Like, you should have been out here.
But I feel like too, for some people, it could also be heavy for them to come out into the public and really like foster their artistic abilities and step into the limelight, with that comparison always being there, for some people. Like, some people are always going to be like, oh, well, I expected this. They're going to come to the table with expectations, is what I'm getting at, because she's, musical royalty. She comes from that lineage. So they're already coming with a sense of how they're anticipating her music is going to sound, how she sounds vocally, what she's supposed to look like.
Well, I think that's the flaw in the human. See, all I expect is the talent. And I don't expect that I have to get it. Like, for example, with the Wayans, I love Kim. Oh, Kim Wayans is my favorite, hands down. Kim Wayans, Keenan Ivory, Damon. Sean and Marlon are funny to me in their own right, but when you think about it, their comedy is different from Kim's. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, their comedy is different from that. So now that they have their own kids, Greg Wayans is not like Damon Wayans Jr.
That's true.
They all are great in their own regard, because one thing about their aunts, their uncles, they made them study the craft. And if you're going to be in this business, we don't care what genre and what niche you're in, but you're going to exude this talent.
Yeah.
Like, I was laughing because there's a lot of scary movie trailers going around, and Marlon Wayans introduced Greg Wayans. He's like, this is my nephew. I have an older sister. He said he came from her parts, or some joke he made. And he was like, the guy asked him, like, how do you feel about being in Scary Movie 3? And Marlon was like, this ain't no nepotism. Greg Wayans was like, man, they made me audition 3 times. He was like, I was not just gonna get put in this movie because my mama is a sister. Like, they made sure I had the talent. And so that's what I mean about, like, the talent is going to be there. When you come from a great like that, they're going to make sure you have the skill. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know the business.
Because they already know.
You know what I'm saying? Be confident. Like, just be. It's really hard because I've dealt with that kind of imposter syndrome things before, especially me being. And I know I'm gonna say this, and people gonna laugh because I'm not a soft-spoken person in this regard, or just around people that I'm comfortable with. But in other situations, when I'm around people that I don't know, I'm not talkative at all. I'm very quiet. I'm very observant. And then I
can vouch for this.
And
when I first met her, she was not very talkative.
I'm very tiny, like physical stature. I mean, I'm 5'1".
She's 6 feet tall.
I'm 5'1", 120. You know what I'm saying? On a good day, I don't present to be a very boisterous person when you first meet me. But one thing I'm not going to let you do is ever like minimize my space in that space. But I say that to say, like, I've been sometimes like in a courtroom with people and I felt like, oh, maybe they know more than me, but I know more than them. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'll go ahead and say it and do what I got to do because this is my job and this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes people just don't have that, where it's like, I could just put it behind me. And I understand that that's different. Me talking in front of 10 different people in a courtroom is not the same as filling out a audience of 3,000 people listening to me sing a song. Like, totally different. But yeah, I can understand that though. Like, when you kind of walk in and you feel like maybe I'm not supposed to be in this space. Because I felt like that when I went to law school. Like, I really got there and I felt like I was just not gonna fit in. I told so many people, like, oh, I'm just gonna get here. Like, I literally was treating it like prison. Like, I was like, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go to Montgomery, and I'm going to go to my apartment every day. I'm gonna go to school. I'm only gonna come home. I'm gonna study. I might come home and go to Atlanta on the weekends. I might do this, but I'm not gonna fit in. And like, within like second semester, I found my group. I found my people. And until I can't even say until graduation. To this day, we are so tight. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm going to Atlanta this weekend, is to hang out with somebody that I consider like a brother to me in law school. Luckily for me, he was from Saginaw, Michigan. So I was, we had a lot in common. But yeah, like, I found my people and we was cool after that. So I think you have to have that moment.
Yeah, I think
where
so
it all
too.
Clicks.
But I'm glad that I'm able to witness her bloom in real time, because I think it's something very special about that.
Yeah.
And being able to being a fan, like, from the beginning of listening to her music. First song that I actually heard from her was Into Orbit, if I'm not mistaken. And then I fell down a rabbit hole of just exploring all of her music, and her latest album, When the City Sleeps, if I'm not mistaken, that is the name of the album. Let me just do a fact check, because I don't like to be wrong. I don't like to be wrong on air. Or ever, for that matter. Yes, When the City Sleeps. Incredible album. Beautifully written, composed, sang, performed, all of that. So yeah, shout out to Alex Isley. She's my twin, in different ways. When I see her in her outfits and stuff, I be like, dang, this is so diamond coated. This is something I would wear. Like, I see myself. I could wear this. I would definitely look like this.
I'm sorry. I just had a messy thought that I was...
You had a messy thought?
Yes, about something that you told me a while ago.
I would love to know what the messy thought is, but I feel like there might be a conversation for off air.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Well, it is June, so happy Pride. And also,
if I was gay, I'd be like, woo, I'm gay. I'm sorry, I love that. That is Nene's favorite quote. I hang with the gays, but I ain't gay. I mean, if I was, I'd be like, woo, I'm gay.
That is so funny. Happy Pride Month.
That and then that reel that comes out every summer be like Happy Pride Month when he come out with the cake with the Skittles on it and the balloons. He say Happy Pride Month since you gay and stuff.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Those are always my favorite. Every June I have those are my favorite ones. But yes, for sure, Nene.
Yes. Well, again, Happy Pride Month and also Happy Caribbean Heritage Month. I feel like Pride tends to overshadow the fact that it's also Caribbean Heritage Month.
For sure.
So,
and I think that is for lots of reasons. And the hypocrisy of them being the same month is just
also very interesting.
Right? It's
interesting for
by far very
A
interesting.
shout out to all of my people from the Caribbean diaspora, Caribbean Americans, or Caribbean, however you choose to pronounce it.
Which is crazy because when you think about it, every gay Caribbean person that I know is like an absolute fan of like Chi Chi Man or Boom Bye Bye. Like I don't know anybody that's really of Caribbean diaspora that does not like the song that's actually gay. You know what I'm saying? Like I know so many gay people that will blast T.O.K. Chi Chi Man. Like
we have such a deep reverence for our music.
Yeah, and everybody understood that it's just like
for the roots of
it's music. Just music.
Yeah, and the artist and the storytelling concepts that comes with them composing their lyrics. And I think that runs deeper than, how people may feel on the surface for some, for me, I would say. So that doesn't surprise me.
Well, I will say this. Maybe, auntie ain't, too young, but maybe it's the young ones that care. The older ones, the millennials and back, we never care. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the songs that we like. And, we just, and like I said, maybe the younger generation that's a little bit more woke, a little bit more soft, shall I say, use the word soft.
It's soft. Being soft is not a bad thing.
Yeah. I just say soft because I will say, let me not say soft. Let me say easily offended.
Oh, okay. In that way.
Yes. Because we didn't have the luxury of being that, like, in our generations. We didn't have the luxury of being easily offended. Like, it's funny because I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, I really wish that, like, with all the stuff going on right now with like Diddy and a lot of the things that comedians like Dave Chappelle foreshadow in their comedy with like works like Chappelle Show and stand-ups, I wish we could have like a small limited like 6-episode season of Chappelle Show right now. And they was like, it would never work. They was like, people would be so offended. And I was like, but it's comedy. Like, and I think this generation has lost the act of like, let me laugh to keep from crying. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was something that we grew up on. And maybe it was toxic. But like, even now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I talk about it all the time. My son died. My niece died. Me and my sister crack jokes about death all the time. Like, I'll call her and I'll be like, girl, like, I could be in the house and I'll hear a noise and I'll call my sister. I'll be like, girl, I think them kids is fucking ghosts in my house. Like, what your kids is doing? Like, after my son died, like, once I was able to come out of a lot of the grief, like, I told my sister I was joking, but I was like, I'm mad at you. I was like, yo, child came and got my son because my son was in love with my niece. And I say that all the time, like, she came and got him and I don't like that because she was in love with him too. And I was like, we joke about it, but it's like, I got to make light about it. If not, I will kill myself internalizing this and worrying about every single thing.
Yeah, I think that for some people there's a lot of ruminating that occurs versus what you're saying. And I agree. Like, I think that we were able to just experience the art as it was, whatever it was, whether it was comedy, music. We were able to experience it and not feel like we need to have a think piece about this.
And I think,
or we should take this personal and feel some type of way.
Getting ready to say that I think social media is the reason why it's so bad now, because we're exposed to the offense. Like back in the day, I guarantee you, it's so many people that, you know what I'm saying, like even before our time, when our parents were watching Eddie Murphy Raw and Richard Pryor and all of those comedians, I guarantee you it was people who felt the same way about them as people feel about Dave Chappelle right now, or people may feel about so-and-so comedian right now. But all they could do is stay at their house and just say, well, I don't like him, I'm not going to listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just keep it at that. But now everybody is, I think it's the extreme search for validation or to feel validated in your feelings. Like, I want to put this on social media because somebody's going to like my status and I'm going to know somebody agrees with how I'm feeling, because I need somebody to validate me and tell me that I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that sounds like pretty spot on, actually. And I never really thought about it from that perspective, truly. Because when I see people post stuff, I just, like, literally, I don't take it for, depending on what it is. Let me take that back. Because some people do be posting some wild shit on social media and they expose themselves to how they really are.
Yes.
And that type of stuff, like, you do have to take heed of, because that's important for you to know who people are.
But my point
who
is,
you want to be involved
even with that, if I see something I don't like, or that if somebody exposes themselves, I'm just gonna unfollow and disengage. I'm not gonna go back to my post and then write 6 paragraphs about the nigga. and influence you to not like him because I've just figured out that I don't like this person.
Yeah, because what's the point in that? Like, what happens after that?
Nothing. Exactly. It's usually nothing. It usually solves absolutely nothing. Like, people will expose people online and they will still have followers. Like,
yeah, I feel like it's, I don't know, like that's a lot to consider. But I forgot. Oh yes, we were, that bridged off of Caribbean Heritage Month. So shout out to all my people, man. I'm determining what am I gonna do to celebrate Caribbean Heritage Month.
I don't know, but I'm gonna end it off in a dance hall in Tokyo, because they say the reggae scene in Tokyo is stupid.
Really?
And every time I see black clubs, they're straight reggae. And so soon as I touch down that night in Tokyo, that's what I'm doing.
Now, those are two things that I would have never thought would mix, but I mean, that's just how powerful the music.
But I told you the best restaurant I ate at in Thailand was a Jamaican restaurant, and I told you it was no Jamaicans in there cooking.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Like, that wasn't the best Jamaican food I've ever had. Don't ever misquote that. I said that was the best food I had in Thailand. Yeah, and it was actually good Jamaican food though. Like, cause I'm very picky about that. Cause I don't even eat some people, like, it's Jamaican places here that people like to eat that I don't even like. Cause I ain't gonna. I
mean, I agree.
Say these people's names, but
but I feel like, excuse me, that's with anything. If you don't know what authentic Jamaican food tastes like, if you don't come from a household where y'all actually cook this food and your grandparents and their parents taught these recipes to us, then you don't know what it's supposed to taste like. So somebody can put a piece of baked jerk chicken in front of you and you'll say, oh my God, this is the best chicken I've ever had, not knowing that the term jerk comes from the meat being put and smoked on the grill.
Yes, it has to be on the grill.
In order for it to be real authentic jerk chicken, it has to be on the grill. There are no exceptions. And so this reminds me, I was talking to one of my homegirls who always reminds me of the times that we had in college where, you know, the first times that your friends come over and you be like, oh, like, what you doing? I'm cooking. Oh, okay. Like, they think you just cooking some bullshit. And they find out that you could really cook. And they're like, wait a minute. Like, you cook like somebody's grandma. I'm like, well, yeah. And I'm thinking that everybody cooks like this because that is how I was raised. She's like, yeah, no, absolutely not. That's not the case. But all of that to say, my curry chicken, when it would have gone viral in our college experience. But no, between me and my friends, of course, they're like, this is the best meal that, can you make it again?
Somebody thought I was crazy when they
curry shrimp and curry chicken.
When they saw me put coconut milk in my rice, they was like, what are you doing? And this is not how you make no rice?
Minding my business.
This is not how you make rice?
Yeah, no.
I mean, especially to go with the curry, like, you don't.
If you know,
Put a
you
little
know.
okay,
You
like you know
need
what I'm
you
saying?
if especially if you're making rice and peas.
Come on,
That's
man.
one thing
You
that
got
people
to.
don't really understand how to cook. A lot of people, and it's like a couple people have asked me to teach them how to make it, but it's so simple to me. So me having that experience, she asked me one day, she said, "Can you make some jerk chicken?" And I said, "Well, I won't be able to make it because we had to put it on the
I ain't
grill."
got no grill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, we put it. She was like, "What?" I said, "Yes, the jerk chicken gotta go on the grill, bro.
But you know one
Not
thing
doing
I
it
do
any other
hate
way."
though, real quick while we on it, I absolutely do not like. I'll eat it, but it's not my favorite. I hate to get rice and peas, and they use kidney beans, like red kidney beans. Like I'm a pigeon pea type of girl.
Oh, you like gungle peas?
Yeah, and so I
Yeah.
don't. It just bothers me sometimes because I be like, I don't want no big bean. Like that's a bean.
I mean,
That ain't
that's
no pea.
classic. That's like more the classic way of making it. But you know,
Yeah.
some people do prefer pigeon peas or gungle peas. And I mean, I grew up eating it both
That's what
ways.
I say. I eat it
Sometimes it's
both
just
ways,
white
but
rice because that's just what
what we
is
got.
preferred. Yeah, what we have. So it just depends, the situation. But either way, we get in that kitchen now. I want to actually segue to the fact that I want to highlight that there's been so much Cheyenne Bryant, so much discourse
Oh
around
my
Cheyenne
God.
Bryant.
Please.
And I think it's the reason why I'm bringing this up because I think it's just really interesting that I believe Tash and I were probably one of the first people to talk about this, as particularly Tash.
It
You
was
brought
like
this
one of
up.
our last few episodes, whatever. It was like one of the last
Yes.
few episodes before this one. If y'all haven't heard it, go back. I can't remember which one it is on, but it was one of the last two. Cause that heifer done got on my nerves.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And so when I started seeing all of the comments and think pieces on her after our conversation, I thought it was real interesting. Actually,
You know, she said she about to go build a school in Africa.
really,
Yeah, I seen that online somewhere the other day, and they was like, "Okay, Dr. Umar, like,
what is the school gonna be
girl,
for? Like a school of therapy?
child, I don't know. I didn't even, I didn't even read any further into it because it was like a shade room post, and they were like, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant said she's going to make a school in what you call it now. So I was reading the comments, but I didn't listen to the audio of her talking because I just refused to listen to her
Yeah.
tell me some bullshit. I'm just not even gonna lie to you.
I just think it's so interesting that we and I've seen several of my friends post similar comments saying that we know that she doesn't have the credentials because if she did, she would have just furnished them by now.
Yeah.
Because I personally also do not know any person, let alone a black woman, who will be challenged in the way that she has and not furnish.
Well, what's crazy is that she kept blaming it on the school. Remember, she said that they shut down and she couldn't have access to the records. What really sold? I already knew you was lying anyway because I'm not trying to be funny. But when somebody tries to challenge your credentials and God knows what it is, I know you lying, okay? Because God also gave you away. Like God made sure I went to law school, but God also know I got 3 copies of that law degree in this house. I got an unofficial transcript in my email, okay? I got a law license and a bar card in my wallet right now next to my gun license. I got the credentials and I can show you them at any given time. And what did it for me is when other people were commenting saying, I graduated from that same university, and though it is closed now, I have access to my paperwork.
That's what I'm saying.
And it was
like
multiple random people. It was like tens and 20s of people that would just randomly pop up on my threads or Twitter in the conversation or the hashtag or be in the comments of social media posts saying, I also graduated from Argosy University. I have a copy of my degree.
Yeah, that's the whole thing too. It's like there have been several people who debunked what she was saying as far as her argument as to why she doesn't have this information. But also there were a couple people that made a point. If you were to complete a dissertation of any kind, you would absolutely know the title of that dissertation and what that dissertation was on, because you spend so much time writing that dissertation that it drains the life out of you.
I can tell you, we have in law school, you have what's called a rigorous writing component. It's like a dissertation for lawyers, but it's rigorous writing where you have to write. It's not a legal opinion, but you write this long, big paper about some type of legal topic. Mine was in constitutional law about the fair treatment of Islamic prisoners. I can pull it up on my cell phone right now. When I applied for a job, I went to law school. I graduated from law school 8 years ago. I still use that if I have to do complex writing samples for job interviews, if I'm trying to get published in a legal bar journal or things like that, and they're looking for a writing component because of by virtue of my job being private and I can't give them copies of motions and briefs, I still supply that as a writing sample.
Yeah, no, I completely understand, and I agree. I mean, in grad school, I'm not a doctor, but there are some assignments that were so rigorous in grad school that I can tell you what that assignment, what the name of it is, what that paper, that research was on. I can tell you all of that I wrote and I researched myself. If she has not furnished that and it's like, oh, you don't feel like you owe anything to anyone, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I understand that angle too, to a degree, because at the same time, you have a public platform where people are following you. Again, they are using your skill set. They're leaning into your skill set and using your explanations and your expertise to essentially make different changes in their lives, and people trust you. Yeah. So if you feel like, I feel like if I was in that position to where I have this public platform and people trust me, I do feel like there's a need for you to come out and give an explanation and say just answer the question what the people are requesting.
Yeah. But
do you have a PhD or not?
I feel vindicated by it only because I've been telling people for years. People used to always laugh at me about just like the kind of stuff that I focus on when it comes to like vanity and like being a woman and stuff like that. Like when it's time for me to go out and do what I'm going to do, yes, I'm going to do it. But I'm never about to be uncomfortable just so I could be physically perceived as a certain way. I could give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I know what I bring to the table. But I used to always tell people like, being pretty is only going to get you so far. I don't care how many bags you got, how long your hair is, how pretty your skin is, makeup or not. It's only going to get you so far. The right people in the right places require credentials, whether that be experience in work, education, something. You can't just be a pretty face with Skittles for brains. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we have just experienced as a society. And I can't say a society because she didn't do this. She didn't do none of this to white people. She did it to black people. Okay. As what we have just experienced as a race is somebody using their pretty privilege. All she has proved to us is that if you're pretty enough and you use the right buzzwords and you position yourself around the right people, you're in the right rooms and take the right pictures, you don't have to have anything going for yourself.
Yeah.
And you can get a platform.
No, that is exactly what it is.
And that's what I hate about society now, because those of us, and believe it or not, it might seem like a large number, but it's a very small number of us that are academics. You know what I'm saying? At this age, a few of us, you're pursuing your education. I have advanced education and still want to go back to school. Once you start getting older and you start branching out and stuff, unless you stay in your same social circle of the people that you might have went to college with and stuff, you start to realize there's way more people out here that are very uneducated. They might have gone and gotten a few college credits, sat in a few classes, but finished a degree and actually value academics and academia and policy and law and things like that. That number is very few, far and in between. Okay. And what that has done is not only has social media, and I talk about it all the time, but AI has taken away the need for people to search and research and do things and actually learn certain skills, because most of these kids now are saying, I could just become a content creator and I can make money. I don't have to have an education. Or I'm in college, I'm getting my education, but I don't really have to do the research. I don't really have to learn how to write and present myself on paper in an argument, because AI is going to do it for me. She's just pretty much got on here and just said, okay, I can look cute and I can look pretty. I'll go on a reality show because she was on Basketball Wives doing something. I can, once again, position myself around the right people so they'll help me get in the right rooms. But because I look the part, people are going to believe it.
Yep, that is absolutely true. And that's what's so confusing about her argument of saying, like, I don't have to explain myself to anyone. And then also watering down, like, the need for licensure and things like that. But at the same time, you used your platform and your likableness, if that's likableness, you used your words today. You used your platform to convince people that you were a doctor, that you had credentials that you did not have, but at the same time you're trying to water down licensure. Like, yep. I don't, in academia, like, I don't really understand that part of it.
Crazy, because to bring it all full circle back to what the beginning of this conversation or this episode was about, I can kind of see once again how somebody like Alex Isley would have this imposter syndrome. Because think about somebody like, for example, me and Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. You could put us side by side, okay? Cheyenne Bryant and Cheyenne Bryant. I'm Alex Isley. I done worked my craft. I done went to school. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I done studied. I done did all the vocal homework. I've done all the things to become a real singer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you got people that are doing AI songs that are going viral. I have bust my ass from 2000. I started college before I graduated high school. So from 2004 to 2018, with breaks in between, getting double bachelor's degrees, double master's degrees, a law degree, sitting for and passing the bar. I am highly educated with years of
crazy.
Highly educated with years of experience, not only in law. I am a licensed realtor. I've been a licensed insurance salesman. I've been a licensed stockbroker. I used to work for E-Trade before I went to law school. You can't tell me nothing about finances, insurance. That's my jam, okay? Law, especially money with law. That's why I do what I do at work and deal with the embezzlement, because I know numbers. I know ball, okay? But I don't get online and present myself in this kind of way, and I want to be this super lawyer, because guess what? For somebody that does value academia and licensure, I'm not about to get online and expose myself to certain things that could possibly get me in trouble. For one. Two, that's how we should have known then. That should have been the biggest red flag, is you're supposed to be, and don't get me wrong, you can be somebody that does all this stuff. Dr. Miami does bodies for everybody. He don't be at nobody party popping up.
That's true.
He's bored of what is that? Plastic surgery, all of this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody that hangs out, you can be the top in your field, and you can have all these friends in these high places, but you don't have to expose yourself to them. When she was taking pictures with Jeezy half naked, I knew then, baby, you wasn't the doctor that you said you was.
Pictures with Jeezy.
Yes, girl, she was at the Jeezy party with a one-piece bodysuit on that was like mesh or net. Girl, that's what I'm saying. You got to be paying attention to this. I got to pull this up and show you, because
that's what I'm saying. Like, up until, and don't get me wrong, she had some thought-provoking points or things that she would discuss, some thought-provoking discussions.
Buzzwords, cute face buzzwords.
Yeah,
that's it.
Oh, I did see this.
Now, who doctor are you? Because as an attorney, I agree that outside of the courtroom, I have a life. I want to be sexy. I want to be nice. I want to dress flirty. I want to dress down. But somebody like, for example, I don't know if you follow Natasha Maine on Instagram.
Oh, I love her.
Jamaican baby. When I'm talking about sexy, when she go in that courtroom, when she leaves court and she makes her videos, She's very I'm talking about bad. I'm talking about Vogue. Her wardrobe is out of control. But she looks like an attorney.
Yeah.
She looks like I want to be respected as an attorney, but I'm a bad bitch at the same time.
Yeah, her closet is crazy.
Everything. And when she's at home,
she don't listen.
And
Miss Natasha don't miss. Work.
She puts stuff on her social media when she's at home in bathing suits or other stuff. We don't always just see her in a suit. Yeah. She makes her clothes look very classy. But you can't tell me that you're a therapist and your focus is people's mental health and you out with a mesh bodysuit on with your bra and panties showing. And maybe I'm just old fashioned, you know what I'm saying? But girl, you in your 40s. Let's keep it real.
You know, I don't know. And I didn't even realize that she's been popular for a long time. Like since Teen Mom. And she was on Basketball Wives. I thought she was just somebody that I don't know.
I didn't know either, but see, that's what I'm talking about of just being able to get in the right room because somebody had to say, hey, I know this lady, she'll come on the show and do this for us. That's how that happens all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? When it might be somebody on production or it might be one of the cast and crew for those reality shows that'll say, hey, I know this really nice spot. We could film at it, you know, for the next season. And the ladies one of them probably got together and said, oh, there's a clip that we can do. We got to get the ladies together because they always be beefing. And they was probably like, oh, we can have this girl come speak, blah, blah, blah. She's real cute and she looks so nice. Y'all like her, you know, especially in those circles. That's what that conversation was about.
Yeah.
It wasn't she's board certified and she has this, and this, and she has all these degrees and these credentials on paper to show us that she is qualified to mediate whatever is going on in our friend group. It was she real cute. She's a friend of a friend and she a therapist and I know her and I think y'all will like her.
Yeah, that's exactly what it gave, which, I mean, kudos to you for putting this together so well. Because all I kept thinking was, dang, Tash really talked about that. We both talked about it on the pod before shit really, like, you know, people caught on to what was going on.
And see, y'all think I be on here just mad and not liking people, but I be seeing through the shit. Like I saw through that early on. Like she came out and it was just, once again, like we said, it seemed to be one of those overnight phenomenons. Like, where did she just come from? Somebody just found her. But, like, people try to compare her. I didn't like that people were trying to compare her to, you know, Queen Mother, mental health extraordinaire, Ayanna Van Zant. But never, ever did Ayanna Van Zant ever tell us that she was a doctor.
Right.
She's always presented herself as an author and a life coach.
That's the whole thing.
And the same thing, though, as much as I love Mother, how did we find out about Ayanna? How did we know about her to be the goddess that she is? Because she get these people through there, but she ain't never said she was anything that she wasn't other than a life coach.
Yeah.
But she was in the right spaces. We were introduced to her by way of Oprah. Most people were. Mm-hmm. She came on Oprah in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? She was writing One Day My Soul Opened Up and all the books that were on Oprah's book club.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to go about it. Why not just take that avenue? That's what's like so deceptive about everything that she's done thus far, and even just her explaining everything. And I didn't like how she was talking to Teray. Did you see that interview?
Yes. Oh yeah, she was really, oh girl.
That was very like, and who knows? We don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but I don't think I've ever been a person to feel like that type of interaction is necessary in the grand scheme of things, or just based off of what we saw. Like, he's trying to wrap up, she's prolonging the conversation, and she just completely spazzes on him. But then it's also there is a way to professionally check someone if you feel like you're being they're overstepping their boundaries with you, or you're being disrespected. I do believe that. But I mean, it was her calling him softy.
We saw that with Lady London and stupid Cam Newton. She checked him so many times in such a way that everybody was like, oh, wow. Like, she really got him together.
Yeah, but like in her case, you know, she's calling him softy. several different times, and then also saying you don't talk to me like that, you talk to your wife like that. That was just like,
That's how you know she ain't no doctor. Because
it
where do
was
they
just
teach
kind
her
of like,
that?
okay, man, like that was a lot. And I like, if I would have seen someone that I'm looking to for life coaching or therapy or whatever conduct themselves like that, especially in that type of space with the platform that she has, I can't say that I would be interested in having a therapy session from someone like
That's
you.
why she's running away from licensure, because she does not know how to act with her clients or with potential clients. Because one thing about it, even in the legal profession, if somebody were to call me and say that an attorney said certain things or was being disrespectful and they could prove it, like there's a law, there's candor in a tribunal, meaning if an attorney act up in court or they disrespect a judge or they threaten other counsel, they can be suspended for that.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to talk, even if you talk to your client a certain way, if they can prove it, you can't, if you send your clients threatening emails and all of that stuff, and you in the state of Michigan, they send them to my office, oh baby, we gonna do something. You're gonna get some kind of reprimand, some kind of short-term suspension, something, because you cannot, the way you treat your clients is paramount when you're talking about licensure. Doctors, their bedside manner, all of that stuff matters more so, and I'm not gonna be funny, but more so than the medical diagnosis.
Yeah, I mean,
because the one thing you can control is how you treat people and how you handle them.
Yeah.
Science is science, medicine is medicine. When you're prescribing things, you're prescribing it based on what your client is telling you. But if they're lying and your patient is telling you something different and they have a reaction, you don't get in trouble for that.
Yeah, that is what is that? Oh, okay. Sorry, random noises. I'm like, what is that? Well, so much for that situation. I do want to quickly highlight, because we haven't talked about food in a little bit.
No, we haven't.
So I was on the internet, on the interwebs, and there was a young lady. I can't remember her name, but she is from New Orleans, and she cooks different meals from New Orleans, from Creole culture. Mm-hmm. And she tells people about these dishes, and the food always looks so good. So I'm following her. She made these fish cakes, and I can't remember exactly what they call them, if they call them fish cakes in New Orleans, in Creole culture, but she was, telling a story about how basically all of our cuisine, which we know, like, it follows us through time and through across every country, across every culture. We have different dishes that are called something else, right? But maybe made the same way with a little twist.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody added something to it. So one of the things that came to mind when she's making these fish cakes is, of course, Jamaicans, we make fish cakes too, but we don't call them fish cakes. We call them fritters, saltfish fritters. And I just wanted to highlight the fact that not only did I see her post, but I saw another post that was talking about the history of food and how these meals have carried us through time, and they connect us all in a way that we typically don't think about on an everyday, or when we're preparing these meals for our families. We don't think about the fact that, somewhere in Africa, someone is also making this dish and it's called something else, or somewhere in Trinidad, they're making saltfish fritters, but they call them accra.
Yeah.
Or in Barbados, they call them fish cakes also. So I just thought that was real cool. And then also,
that's just like Bahamians call it conch salad, but if you go to Latin America or places of Hispanic culture, is referred to as ceviche.
Yeah.
I mean, ceviche and conch salad
ceviche
is the same thing.
Is really good too.
Conch salad is the same. It's exactly ceviche. It's just using conch fish.
Yeah.
A certain kind of fish that's local to Bahamians and historical, and in that area. We can't really get conch outside of like Miami, Bahamas, in that little area.
Well,
but it's the same thing.
Conch a snail? Is it a snail or a fish?
It's a fish. It's a type of fish.
Cause I'm looking at it. It says the inside of a shell. It's the inside of a snail. I need to know because now I'm seeing maybe it's two different ones. A conch fish and a conch snail. No, same
No,
thing.
it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the inside of it.
But they call it conch fish, which is interesting.
Yes.
That's very interesting. Well, yeah, it's I don't know. I think that's so cool, and how it just continues to be a really neat thing that food connects us in a way that we typically don't think about. We're just making these meals that our grandmas taught us, or our grandfathers, or our parents, whoever, and not considering that these are widely appreciated all around the globe. And it's another reason why Black people been lit. Now, speaking of Black people being lit, and this also relates to food. This lady posted on Facebook that she felt like this shrimp spot was very slept on in Detroit. And she posted a picture of her food. And for some reason, I screenshot it. And I said, I'm going to go visit this place one day because I'm interested. Now, I went over the weekend and...
What was it? ENS?
No. And I've heard of ENS too. I
grew up eating ENS though.
Yeah, I heard that ENS has some of the best shrimp in the city as well.
Absolutely.
This place is called Mr. C's. It's in the hood on West Chicago.
Oh yeah, I've been to Mr. C's before, but they ain't got shit on ENS. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Well, I might have to go try ENS because I don't think I've had ENS at least as an adult.
Only I think on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, or maybe only on Friday, Saturday, and it's cash only.
That's how you know it's
a lot
good.
of rules, yeah. But listen,
a lot of rules, limited hours.
Speaking of, hold on,
come and get it when you can.
I'm gonna have to take you to this place I took my dad to. Speaking of shrimp, so my daddy loves. It's a Midwest thing, but my dad loves fish and chips, like fried cod and fries.
Oh yeah.
And I like it too, obviously. It's not bad. But it's this place that I've been hearing about for so long called Scotty Simpson's. It's on Finkel.
Yeah, I've been to Scotty Simpson's. I was not impressed.
Really? I took him and it was so good. We had the shrimp and fish special. We both was like, oh no, it was pretty good. Like, I actually liked it when we went. And it was a lot of Black people in there. Like, I was surprised. Well, I was surprised to see as many white people because it was on Finkel, but then it was all white people working. But at the same time, it was a lot of Black people in there. It was good though.
Yeah, no, they were nice in there, and the service was good. I went and got like a pickup order. I like that it came on a paper plate.
Oh, see, we sat in there and ate, so I don't know if that was
my pickup order came on a paper plate, and I thought.
Oh yeah, see that's
it was like stapled together.
That's how you know the food good. Listen,
it don't get me wrong, it wasn't nasty, but it was really greasy and really heavy.
Okay, yeah.
And so I don't like. Obviously, if it's fried, it's gonna be fried in grease most of it, right? So you anticipating that, but it low key like made me a little like sick. Okay. Yeah, so my gut did not take it very well, but I've heard great things about Scotty Simpson from other people.
Yeah,
across the city. Good. They're very well known, and they have been around for a long time, and people have good things to say about them. Maybe it was just an off day for me when I went in there.
When I eat certain stuff like that, like I said, we ate inside, but sometimes I feel like once you take food to go like that and it sit like that. Mm-hmm. It's one of them things like where you got to eat that grease hot. You know what I'm saying? Like once it sit in your food, it might not agree well with you after that.
Yeah, it did not agree well with me, and I was like, okay, that was one thing that I tried. I didn't need to try it again. But I'm definitely going back to Mr. C's. That was like 11 out of 10 experience. The guys that were there, well, the one guy that was the cashier, he was a really nice guy.
I haven't been in a while. I'm gonna have to go.
He looked out, and like we got a half a pound. My mom got a half a pound of shrimp. I got a half a pound of shrimp because I'm like, okay, this is gonna be, this will last. They were like such a jumbo like pieces of shrimp.
Yeah.
And we like, this gotta be more than half a pound. Like they show love. And so I had, we had shrimp yesterday and prior to today to just, snack on. But yeah, 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 actually for Mr. C's. And it's one of them spots too that's like a little hut. Like you have to just walk up. You can't actually go inside of Mr. C's. It's just a little hut on a corner. And so that's another, a lot of times telltale sign that the food is good. Also, I'm gonna put y'all on one more spot. This one is not in the city, but it's in Redford. There's a spot called the Dairy Whip.
Oh my God, that's my favorite place in the whole wide world. I grew up going to the Dairy Whip. Like my uncle moved over there.
Listen,
My uncle lived in Redford when I was like in high school, and we used to go there all the time.
I was like, my mom so badly wanted.
They lemon ice cream is.
She wanted the soft serve Superman ice cream, and
Get
so
that hand packed lemon. Get that hand packed lemon.
I'm not a lemon ice cream person, but
Y'all,
I like a lemon
ice
sorbet.
Cream, lemon ice cream is a Detroit thing. I don't know if other cities really do it because I know when I was in Atlanta, they didn't really know what that was. But let me tell you something. That lemon ice cream, somebody was on a post on Threads like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they was like, where can I get some authentic Detroit lemon ice cream? And like 7 people said Dairy Whip. And they was like, oh, I'm gonna have to try that place. They was like, hey, that's where you supposed to go. The Dairy Whip.
Yeah, the Dairy Whip was pretty good. I had a scoop
just be
of
so long.
but
oh my God.
it was quick. It was not long. Now the people that were outside of their cars, they did have a long ass line
when
outside.
I go to drive-through line, be all the way down the street, like in the residential.
Oh yeah,
in front of
we
people's
got
house.
we got lucky.
And
we
I
just
done went
swooped right in.
I done went at night before like 7 or 8, like right before they close, and the line will be all the way down the street, like crazy.
It's probably like 2 or 3 cars in front of us when we pulled up, which was cool. But we did not. Yeah, it was a cool experience. I had a scoop of banana pudding and butter pecan ice cream, which I also thought it was
so old.
I know, such an old lady thing, but it's so good. And also they had butter pecan ice cream on soft serve, which is not like something that you see all the time, or Superman on soft serve. Like they got flavors on flavors.
They have rock and roll ice cream during the summer sometimes too.
They did, and actually, I think that's why it was so packed because it was like the last day for the rock and rye ice cream. I'm not a rock and rye kind of girl.
Oh, I love me some rock and rye, but that ice cream
I
really
do not
hitting.
like no rock and rye.
I've had the ice cream from there. I mean, it was cool, but it wasn't really hitting like you would think it would because it tastes it doesn't have the. It tastes like ice cream, but it tastes more like a. How can I put it? I guess it don't taste like sorbet, but you could tell that they don't make it with milk. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of milk, and I don't like that. Like it tastes more like a freeze than rock and rye flavor ice cream. Like I wanted to have that cream because for those of you that don't know, rock and rye is a Detroit staple. It's a Faygo pop, but it's cola. It's cream cola. So it's like if you mix Coke and cream soda together, but it still has like to me, it kind of got like a Dr. Pepper aftertaste almost. It's really weird to describe. Like rock and rye is an acquired taste. Like a lot of people, you either love it or you don't.
For sure.
Yeah, you either really love it or you don't. Like when I was not living in Detroit, whenever I came home to do anything, if I could, I would take like Pops back with me, because rock and rye, even if they sell Faygo in other cities, more than likely they don't have rock and rye.
Yeah, I'm not a rock and rye girl.
Like they just started selling Red Pop in Atlanta not too long ago.
It does remind you of a cream soda, which
I mean that's the description on the bottle. It says cream cola on the bottle.
Oh yeah, never looked at that. That's exactly what it is, and the cream cola is not my vibe. I've tried it. I've tried a cream soda. I can't get down with it. So,
and that's crazy because I don't like cream soda, but I like root beer. I love rock and rye. I love a Dr. Pepper. I like the Dr. Pepper with cream soda. I don't like cream soda by itself though. It's too sweet for me. Put it that way. Like I'm more of a spicy, savory type person.
I don't know what it is about the taste that I'm just not thrilled about with any kind of like cream soda kind of vibe, but it's just I'd be like,
It's nothing better than a good corned beef sandwich from either Bread Basket or Lou's Deli with a nice cold rock and rye on the side. Yeah, I mean the Red Pop will do, but the rock and rye just really set it off.
Yeah, I can see the rock and rye being the thing.
Or a nice wing ding dinner with some chili cheese fries. See, now I'm just being fat. Like that's some Detroit stuff that we be eating, y'all. I just really started getting into the pitas. I've never really been because I'm not a bread person. I've never really gotten into like grilled chicken or fried chicken pitas from the Coney. I've always been a winged in girl because I just like my chicken straight off the bone.
Yeah, no, the chick. So okay, that's a whole nother topic.
That's what
Coney
somebody said
Islands
that
in
we should be
Detroit. That's a
known
whole
for pitas
nother
instead of
thing.
conies. Cause like black, I ain't trying to be funny, but black people don't eat coney dogs. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna say they
No,
don't
well,
eat
they
them,
do, but like it's not the
not
first
like
thing
people
that we
would
going
think we go.
for.
Yes, black people we eat winged dings or pitas from the coney.
Yeah, that's not the first thing that we're going for. In terms of, in terms of I can't get my words together. In terms of a meal from the Coney Island, we're not just gonna say, oh yeah, some people, I feel like older people might be
Older
like,
people,
yeah,
for
give me
sure,
2 Coney
not
dogs,
us, not our
with
generation.
onions and
Absolutely not.
mustard. Like that might be, but our generation definitely gonna go for a winged dinner. Definitely gonna go for chili cheese fries. Definitely, and probably more importantly, are gonna go for a grilled chicken pita.
Yeah, or fried chicken pita. It's
Or
a pita.
or fried chicken pita.
Long as
it's gonna
a
be a
pita,
pita.
it's cool.
And you might get any, depending on how hungry you are, you might get some fries on the side. You might want some squeezed cheese on the fries. It just depends.
Yep.
So we are at an hour, Tash. Do we have any announcements for the people?
Nah, I was laughing yesterday because I said I was gonna post online and they say "Pardon our dust." Like back in the day when websites used to be shut down, they used to be like "Pardon our dust. We'll be back up. The site will be back up soon" or whatever. But no, I just want y'all to bear with us. I mean, I know I probably say that a lot just because I be having a lot going on, y'all, and I've been traveling and I'm about to keep traveling some more. So I'm going to do my best, as my boy Diamond Platinums from Young African, what is it? Young Famous African say, I'm going to do my level best to make sure that I'm prioritizing, production and episodes. So we're going to try to do what we can to get more episodes recorded and at least have some stuff in the vaults for when I am away. Because unfortunately, a lot of the travel that I will be doing will span over weekends. And y'all know Sunday is our day, but, yeah, we here. We still here. We ain't gone yet. Just pardon our dust.
Yeah, we be having a lot of shit to do.
That?
We have a lot of things to do, and between Tasha's travel and just me having like a very busy, I live a very busy life. Yeah, we're definitely gonna try to be more consistent with things. So. This has been another episode of The Soulful Stir. Bye-bye now.